This is Business Rockstars.
It's Ken Rakowski, Business Rockstars. Get a chance to connect you to everything that's entrepreneur. I want to go back to all these great quotes that we've said over and over again. And I started last segment with Vince Lombardi. Just hear it again, okay? Winners never quit, quitters never win. And just, it's such a strong statement because if you consistently win, quitting is just not part of what you do. And quitters, if you just give up, giving up becomes easy. And that there is a sickness. You got to get out of that. Start feeling that winning vibe, and then you'll start seeing a big change in your entire life. So win small, and then you'll see how to dream big and make it happen. BusinessRockstars.com. I get to meet all kinds of interesting people that pop here in the studio, and I love that they come down and hang out with us. We got some big changes going on next week, which I'll tell you about later on in the week. Joining me now is somebody that first, fashion is very important to you.
Yes, it is.
You agree with me?
Absolutely.
Okay, fashion is very important. And I'm guessing you get frustrated when other guys like myself have no fashion sense whatsoever.
Well, that's a big reason why we're here. You're the reason why we exist.
Michael Wong's joining us. He is the founder of
8 Omakase.
Okay, I just want to make sure it's 8 Omakase.
Yes.
Japanese phrase.
Absolutely.
And you're Korean.
Yes.
Help me out with that one.
Well, it once I explain the definition, it'll probably give you a better idea of how the business works.
Something with sushi, right?
Absolutely. You walk into a nice sushi restaurant and you push the menu aside and you just say omakase to the chef. You're basically saying, I trust you.
Yes.
And he'll give you the freshest cuts, signature dishes, even throw in a surprise or two, all in a logical sequence. And it's really the ultimate service experience because what they do, what you do is you take the burden of choice off the novice and you place it on the expert.
Have you done that over at Nobu?
Absolutely.
$600 after doing that.
Not quite that much, but yeah.
That's what it costs for two for me.
Right. Only special occasions. Yeah.
But it's a tough thing because you have to trust that person on their side to understand you.
Absolutely.
And you've created a whole concept around that, but around fashion.
Yeah, because I think we all know the general idea that men hate to shop. And even when we do go to shop, we don't follow, we follow our sports teams, but not fashion trends.
So true.
So we don't know what to buy. So our concept is basically built around the idea that each of our subscribers have a stylist and a tailor assigned to them. We get your body measurements. We know your style profile. And the idea is, look, you're the expert. I trust you. Dress me and make me look good.
So you're testing something and then it taking off are two different things because your test base could have been a bunch of friends saying, yeah, I love it. But taking off, it's kind of pushing the button and kind of doing omakase to the world out there.
Right.
So tell me about it being successful in your mind. What does that mean?
Well, obviously, because
you're new, you're under a year old.
Yeah.
What's success to you?
Well, word on the street with the VCs is that there's the idea that funding is going to dry up soon, mainly because they think we're in a bubble and it's going to pop in the near future. And so success has to be, it's not about great ideas anymore. It's not going to be soon. It's really going to, all these crazy valuations of pre-revenue companies, those are going to go to the wayside. And it's really going to, you're going to need numbers to back it. So when you ask about success, we've had some solid growth, solid subscriptions. And we actually, it's funny you mentioned friends. When we launched, we didn't tell our friends and family we pushed it live.
You didn't?
We wanted as clean a data set as possible just to make sure we can really prove the market.
That's gutsy, actually.
Yeah.
That really is. On the show, I'm going to have a friend of mine. His name is Simon Mannering. He has a company called We First Branding. And it's all around having a conscious platform that's not just about business focus, but also about community and having causes.
Okay.
You kind of added that to what you're doing, right?
Absolutely.
Explain that.
So the way we actually started, I'm not a fashion guy. That's not my background.
You look great.
And either thank you. It's our stylist that did all this for me. My partner, the co-founder, he actually went to Southeast Asia with a U.S. nonprofit group, and they visited a bunch of their branches of workers out there. And he noticed they struggle with financial sustainability. And one of the things you also do when you go to Bangkok, Thailand in particular, much like Hong Kong, is you get a bespoke suit made for pennies on the dollar.
Absolutely.
So he saw that, he got a suit, he came back and he said, you know what, they need help, but simply writing a check every so often isn't really going to help them.
I agree.
So he said, can we use the people in these nonprofits as our boots on the ground, create a sustainable job instead of just sending a check, take that tailoring skill set and bring it to the U.S. market and create a profitable business model out of it. And that's really how the company started. So
you're using your group of tailors and designers in Thailand
yes.
to produce what you're doing. So you're giving them a job.
Yes.
That's amazing.
They're handling the operations,
but it's
logistics.
controlled under what you know it's safe a safe, comfortable growth environment is what you've done.
Yes, yes. And we're teaching them Business 101, how to
That's
start
amazing.
a business.
I love that.
Yeah.
I really do. Congratulations.
Thank
you. Do you put that story in your message?
We don't yet. We're just getting to the point where we're growing more comfortable doing so. We didn't want it to become a gimmick, a marketing gimmick, where we say, hey,
like
look at us.
greenwashing somebody else, right? So cause washing.
We're very careful about when we bring it up, but it's something that, when the opportunity arises, we will talk about it.
So than that, what I'm looking at right now is something that will change the way a man feels, because when you dress right, you see confidence change. You know that, right?
Absolutely.
You're I hate to say this, but I want to say it. You're a life changer.
That's the way we look at it. we often say we don't sell clothes. We sell winks at the bar and first impressions at the boardroom.
Really?
Yep.
Where's that on your box?
It isn't. It's on our website, though.
And if people want to find out more, what's the website?
The number 8, Omakase. It's 8omakase.com.
Which means trust.
Yep.
Right? It's basically that. We, as in people that subscribe to your box, which is $300 every quarter, we trust that you will make us look great.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
I love this. Why this? What was your business prior to that? Or this?
Prior to this, I started an online ad agency.
Okay.
And that's actually been running for 10 years now, and it's going well. But this is one of those, the opportunity arose where we had a chance to leave a footprint in the world, really, make an impact, create jobs overseas, create jobs here, and we jumped at the chance.
Now, you're a little, I thought you're much younger, okay? You're a little outside the millennium.
I am.
Millennial, 35 is generally it. But you're taking a very millennial attitude towards this, right? Did you create the company based upon making money or making a change?
Yeah, that's a good question. Initially, it was making a change, but we never would have left beta if we felt it wasn't going to make money.
You knew it was going to make money, but you knew that there was a market for this. Right.
We knew we had to prove the model out first, especially as over the next few months, we do want to start raising funding.
But do you need to? Is it almost self-sufficient the way it's going right now?
But to really do some of the things that we have there's a lot going on in the technical world around fashion, whether it's VR or 3D body imaging. And stuff like that, we really want to get into to make the service completely hassle-free.
So it is really custom, hardcore fit to the person, right? So you take a picture of yourself and somehow it'll show you what you're going to wear or what you're going to look like, right?
Right.
You just started to because with our wig company, how long does it take for word of mouth to start having some type of traction?
That's where, so a lot of people consider word of mouth organic, where it just happens, where I disagree. I think you can actually force it and make it happen. And so, with word of mouth, your messaging has to be around, I often say, laid, made, or paid, which is basically sex, money, or power. You have to be able to message it where they feel one of those three things.
Say it again, what are the three?
Laid, made, or paid.
Okay, got it. Laid, made, or paid.
And so if you have to message yourself, where with us, we sell confidence, we sell success, the image of higher income. That's all proven that what tailored clothes can do for you. So you really need to find not just what a wig is, but you have to figure out how to message it. Where
we can talk about your product now. I think we threw out the wigs, but I love that you stayed on point. So what you're saying is, as long as you're within one of those silos,
right? You
dive deep, right? Things like videos to propel what you're doing. Are you using influencers, spokespeople? What are you doing?
Yeah, so we're using influencers. That's something that we use a lot in the beginning. We recently actually just partnered with Damon John from Shark Tank, who's a big fashion brand, and he's going to be pushing a lot of the.
What happens when you partner with somebody like that? You have to give up equity?
We give up a little bit of equity, yes.
And then is there a performance metric on somebody like that?
Yeah, so we do have benchmarks that we expect from each other.
Which is, you want that.
Absolutely.
Because those benchmarks are what's going to drive success, because at least you could use those as milestones, right?
Right.
And a influencer like a Damon, which is a big deal, right? You weren't on Shark Tank, were you?
No.
Which is interesting, right? So benchmarks with somebody like Damon, does that allow you to kind of write that in your business plan where you almost have those as expectations of them happening?
Yes. Yeah.
That's nice then too.
Yeah, it is. It's huge.
You like doing this type of business compared to the digital agency?
I love it, but I love it more because it does give you a passion. Those late nights that every entrepreneur puts in, when you have a cause behind it, it makes it it's just a lot easier to bear.
You couldn't put a cause to your digital agency?
When we started, we just didn't have it. So it's tough when you're
building
years
it in
into
later on,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
building
culture-wise.
And then as you're doing, is it going to be primarily an online product? Do you ever see yourself saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we could do brick and mortar.
That's the next step. One benefit about both custom tailored and subscription is we have zero inventory. And in retail, inventory is death.
Yes.
And so that's something to consider. When you become a big enough brand, it might be expected to go into brick and mortar, but we'll have to see if the pros outweigh the cons at that point.
I think